Good evening. It's actually mid-afternoon here, but today I wanted to, we could play the new stuff, but I wanted to get some rank on Omega. I'm only at 756 and I really want to be higher than that this weekend, and I thought I could just wait and play unrated, but I think it's fun to have a last shout and play with the old stuff one more time, so that's what we're doing here. Hey Jam, good to see you. Thanks for coming. Yesterday's stream was a little short, but it still did well on analytics, so that was really nice. So hopefully a little longer stream today will do even better. I'm early. Yeah, you're super early. You're right at the beginning. So here we get to send our Nef, which is of course my fave. We'll see if I have more stuttering. I was having problems earlier when I was playing some other games. Hey Zexel, good to see you. They have a Veiler, for which I can't do anything, but the good news is a Veiler on a Manju means we still have a chance to get what we need off of the Saji post-revive. Pardon me, I have to sneeze. I'm going to mute for a sec. We're back. I'm curious what they're thinking on. Okay. Veiler, the reason we didn't cross out that, of course, being I don't run Veiler, by the way, for anyone wondering. Put the Reptile Engrave just because it's a little more valuable than having the random fairy. If this is an Ash, we have to stop it. It's not, which is good. We have normal summoned, so that's something to consider, but okay, no Droll, which is a little sad because for once I have the cross out for it. Same for Fua. I could have stopped either of these cards, but we'll see. We might still get some value out of this. Thanks for coming, everybody who's here right now. Appreciate you. I'm really excited to get practice playing the new lines too, because it's going to take me a while to really learn them. Hey, James. I'm a bit late, but why a goodbye party? Yeah. It's because we have the new format coming up. We have the new support, and so this is probably the last time we're ever going to play the deck in a form like this, with the Manju, without the new cards, obviously, because they're so good. There's no reason to play Mitsurugi without them, so. Saying goodbye to the current build, because this is a period in Yu-Gi-Oh! For Ogdoadic / Mitsurugi we'll never really have back. This is a current form we won't be experiencing. I guess it's possible, never say never, but it'd be weird if we did see something like this. A Baldrake there is really annoying. Okay, they did have Ash that whole time. That's really interesting. And we have a nice chain block here. I'm currently losing to Phantasm Spiral. Please help. So they are able to, which is why I sequenced this the way I did. I knew they had a light monster to give up for the Baldrake. They are going to prevent our Nef. It's possible the Nef is what I should have made go through. Chainlink 1, Nef, Chainlink 2. Oh, that did not work out the way I thought it did. If I'm honest. And now our monster's banished? Really? Yeah. Oh boy. I don't even really know what to do about that. We are reptile locked. There's really not much to do. I'm just doing this to draw one more card. It is good, but not good enough, I don't think. We bring out the Night Sword. We're just filling our graveyard with good stuff. And I suppose there's no reason not to go into the Snapper here just because it's just more resilient than anything else here. And we'll pass with them having 2 cards, having spent 2 hand traps, taking the hand rip, and using a Bastille. And it's going to go be full Fiendsmith combo. Okay. Pretty rough, but it's okay. Bystials are going to be kind of hard for us to deal with, honestly. But what can you do? I think the ashes are too important. Missed the last few streams. How's it going? It's going well, Bet. Good to see you. Thanks for coming. We're going to play some Omega, play some Rated on the current format ban list. This hand is really weird. Depending on what they have, this could be okay, but one starter is something I don't love to see. Because this literally dies to one Bystial. Although, if they do Bystial, we can at least thrust into something. So, all hope is not lost, because from here we could actually secure a Snake Rain to the hand. And I actually think we have to do that. We have to give up the Futsu. Chat, remind me. We're putting Futsu back with our Lizardos setup. We're actually going to get one of these two-hand. So I'm tempted to go something like this. No, we can't. That doesn't make sense. We need this in the graveyard. I was putting the cart before the horse. David, hello. My Italian viewer. Which I've known all along, of course, chat. Now we are free to go Echidna. Echidna, of course, zeroing this out. Excited to see everybody. Thanks for coming. I'm probably going to end up taking a little break from Yu-Gi-Oh! Next week, I don't plan on playing at any locals events because the first one where the set would be local would be, legal would be Friday. Which I am not able to attend. I'll be celebrating my wife's birthday, which I'm very excited for. Oh, cool. I just misplayed. I should have brought back the Naya. That's so frustrating. Sorry, I'm just being distracted now. What can I set up from here? I think nothing is the unfortunate part. I suppose a lucky top deck could still do something, so let's go like this. But no, it's not looking good. Yeah, that certainly won't do it. We will simply make a link to and pass on 2 interrupts. Sorry, I just fumbled it though. Tell your wife to be born a different day. She's actually, the Saturday is her birthday, but we're going to be celebrating Friday because my mom will be in town that weekend, meaning the next part was I won't be streaming this weekend either. So it will be a little quiet period for the channel. Sorry. I try to stream every weekend. I think it's good to have stuff going. Have you talked about the Link 3? No, I haven't yet. So we could probably go over that and I'll probably cover it. I was thinking about making a short video today, maybe even a short. My overall thoughts are that the card, whenever I look at a new card, I think about, what is this card's job? What does this do that other cards do not? What does this offer us? Here, we're definitely going to bring back Neff. And so when I look at that card, I find it very interesting how similar its usage is to something like the Slicer Lock. I think we save the board wipe and use the Ash on the Requiem. I think the Link 3 is not an alternative to Slicer, because I think it's too easy to out. You can attack it with a monster that's not one that's pointing to, as long as it points to at least one monster. Meaning, as long as you put a body in its 3 zones, then you can attack it with something else. It's a little harder to out. Yeah, I think they're stronger. It's a little harder to out if it's here in the middle, in this main monster zone. Revived us something like Futsu, which I think is interesting, because if they special summon a monster to the EMZ, chainlink 1 its effect, chainlink 2 Futsu, target the new monster, revive that monster. Now you have a negation on Futsu So I think that is interesting, but I think the cost of getting that card to the graveyard is greater than the value of that extra negate. The only issue with that card, it's generic, albeit it's 100 attack. Why is that an issue? I don't understand. I think... I also hate the art, by the way. It doesn't look reptilian at all to me. It's just some lady. Which, she's a cool lady, but somebody pointed out that it looked like unused Orchist art, and I thought that was so true. It just doesn't look like a snake or a lizard. She looks like a machine. It's really strange. They've got Ash Blossom here. I'm fine with letting them just commit into a body. It is Moon. This card says... Okay, it doesn't point to anything, so this doesn't actually do anything. They're just putting a body, so we'll let them bring back the Engraver, and then we'll wipe their stuff. They seem to be targeting generic negates like Barone, Savage. Yeah, but the difference is those cards are not on the same scale as this one. Those, like, they're just not comparable to a Link 3 like that. Rogue players don't like other people using their toys. They get jealous. Those cards aren't banned because they're generic. They're banned because they're obscene. I think if Barone were locked into the best deck, it still would have been problematic. It just would have been that best deck would have access to that problematic thing. Because then it's basically just an archetypal card, and it's not like archetypal cards don't get banned either. It's very good if Apollosa is legal, because you can make it on the way to the Link 4, then res it on Oppo turn. You don't have to use it for full value. You could always just use it and link it off into something else too. I've seen a lot of really interesting Primite builds today, by the way. I didn't establish a Zoha, so this Nef being in my hand is actually really annoying. I misplayed this pretty badly. I'm happy we were able to survive off that kind of limited board, just because they don't have that much engine. That's exactly what we needed here. What a crazy top deck. So we go 1, 2, 3. I guess Knight Sword. I don't really want to put that in the graveyard. I think we're going to go the other Nunu. Do I want the Nef back here? I think I do, because I think reptiles are all we're going to need. Just draw... Yeah, no kidding. It's kind of my model. I don't actually have access to Curse right now, so we have to do the hard revive like this, but that's kind of fine too. And now we can, of course, search out a Saji, who will get us a ritual spell, because from here a ritual monster should be pretty easy to put together. We have another Kotfi. You need Nef back because Curse is gone. You forgot the recycling Futsu plan. You asked us to remind you not to forget. That's so funny. I'm so bad. I'm so sorry. I literally do this every time I go for this strat. Oh, they banished my guy. I didn't realize that's what was happening, to be honest. Well, what do I have left? I guess just get Zoha back. And summon a Murakumo this way. Who, of course, can't activate. Yeah, I didn't banish this. I've just done everything wrong this game. What am I doing? I guess we can do this just to recycle the card and get it back into the graveyard. Otherwise, we could go for this. We're rep locked, and there's nothing really to make anymore. So let's just reestablish this guy. And we're just going to go battle phase. Actually, I need to take my time more. Because what we could have done here is develop the Slicer. And they're under the A counter lock. So I'm just not taking my time well enough. Sorry, chat. Bringing back the engraver. They don't have a Requiem engrave, but they're going to get one. But to do it, they'll have to use this engraver. So I'm fine with that. I guess we just force the negate here, but it really doesn't do very much. Do you think Mitsurugi Fiendsmith is going to be worth playing? Probably. Fiendsmith is just that good, I think. I wonder if we're just dead now, because I just keep insisting on misplaying. This is so sad. I might be trash. No, because sometimes they just get the nuts. Your hand's not good enough. You get outplayed. Because getting outplayed and playing badly are different. I'm playing badly. I'm so sorry. I should have taken my time, read this card, because had we done that, I could have gotten tokens out of my Neff instead of letting it just get banished like this. So now we're just going to die to an Agnum Day. Because, yeah, I have such strong muscle memory for some reason to banish the curse off the Lizardos that I just always forget not to do that when I need this. I like Fiendsmith the deck as a way to play through Droll, and if you play 2 Lacrima or play Aerial Leader for Evil Hero, you can make Imps off of Engraver to be a starter. Yeah, that's really cool. I crashed all of my monsters into the token, not realizing the battle protection isn't once per turn. That's so funny. And we're so low on health here too. This is looking pretty doomed. If the turn does pass back over to us, we actually do have really strong follow-up as well. I believe even through an on-field negate, but... Sorry, I'm late. Was eating food. I literally had it. I just attacked this. Yeah. That's kind of where I'm at. We're surviving. Into a Judgment is so funny on this amount of life. I think the most obvious thing to do here what is the most obvious thing to do here? If I can get a 7k beat stick, if we can get Slicer onto the field, we're actually just golden. Let's start with this. And let's start with it on... Let's do a link 2, because then we can just link right up. And this will maybe dissuade them from using the Desiree right away. Because we can still... Okay, that's fine. We can still rely on the Neff Revive for a body. Oh, timer. Yeah, thank you. Okay, we're going to have to give up our Judgment, which may be a mistake, but I think they have enough resources that they just don't need to play into it had we kept it up. And now we're in an interesting position. I think they're low enough that we can try to commit lethal here. So we go for you, detach this, add this. I don't know that it really matters what we pick up there, because we've already normaled. Why do I have nothing to summon? Can I not make Masquerena here? I revived Neff on their turn. I'm just red blocked. I'm just bad. Yep. This deck being bad in Sims just because it's hard to play correctly without actual thought is funny. If I would just slow down, I could do better. This is just on me. I'm just not taking the time, because when you're playing at an event, one, you're not narrating, which is easier to do, of course. And two, you're also just talking through every step instead of the game handling each step the way it does on a sim, obviously. And so you kind of have that verbal record of what has transpired. Our hand is honestly pretty good, though. It helps that that wasn't stopped, because then it would have been really bad. Pick that ritual back up, use that knight's sword, and now we have the things we need. I want to get rid of this curse, and we can do it. I guess we'll just do a droll test first, because what we could do is ritual from deck, tributing the curse instead of the Murakumo. No, we're not tribute summoning. So let's use this, putting a Nunu in the graveyard, and then we will ritual summon from our deck, tributing this, because we can still tribute off the Murakumo with the curse. Normal summon curse. I won't do it. You can't make me. So we'll tribute here. We'll summon this. And we'll go Chainlink 1, Search Revive. Chainlink 2 to revive our Naya. No, I'm not doing that. Here we'll pick up the prayers, reviving the Murakumo. And now we have quite a lot of material. So 3 of these can go straight up into a boss monster. And then we'll use the remaining bodies, of course, for 1, 2, 3. This has to go here for link purposes. Get the trap. I tribute summon Engraver to trigger Murakumo at locals last week. That's awesome. And now we could go really greedy here and tribute off the Futsu. But I don't think we need to do that. I'd rather not. I think it'd be an unnecessary flex, basically. My link zones are really unfortunate. Although it is nice that Abao clears herself off the board too. So, do I have Neff engrave? I do not. Let's get it there. Is the link 5 good in this? No, I should cut it. I just forget about it because I don't think the extra space is super tight in this deck, to be honest. I think there's an amount of room that is pretty flexible. You bring this back just for the fun of it, and then we can get into a Masquerena, which I quite like. And we'll throw down some back row, getting to keep 1 of these in hand, getting our Abao back. So that was a pretty successful turn. That was a very nice... I finally played something cleanly. Make Stag Sovereign. Oh. Stormforth. They contribute one of my guys, but I actually don't care which card they tribute all that much is the thing, so that's fine. So we'll let them go to the main where our cards are live. I'm not dealing with that right now. I guess I didn't even look. They don't have an extra deck. That's so funny. Oh, did they get new cards? I haven't seen it. I guess I don't know. What set would it have been in? Because Alan's not legal. That's fine. It's just True Draco. Oh, we're not going to be able to revive our M-Frame. Because they're not going to special summon at all. So we'll just wait a minute. We'll let them commit a few bodies to the board. Yeah, Alan's legal coming Friday, which is why we're doing the goodbye party for the current format. Because this currently can't beat over anything, so there's no reason to rush and respond to it. Can this draw them a card? Not right now. Demise. I think we have to respond to that. They're going to get a monster search, but they're going to respond with this card. So this is probably as good a time as any to use this. We could tribute the Slicer. I don't think we need to. We just will take the revive and we'll bring back our Murakumo. We could have done this first, but there's just no way of stopping them. We Abao summon M-Frame back next turn. Yeah, that's certainly a possibility. Okay, they just surrender. So we're going first. We will definitely need removal versus them. I think Droll could very realistically be a powerful card into what they're trying to do. Swap this. Talent will definitely be live. Yeah, I like this. Heavy back row hate to wipe that stuff before it even starts. Okay, good hand. I think evenly will just do a lot of work versus them. Ooh, they do have Judgment. Never mind. I don't know what that means for their hand. Are you scared about Droll in every matchup? A little bit. It's pretty bad, but we can play through it depending on the hand and end on either a slew of Link monsters or a pretty hefty combination of Link and ritual stuff. I wonder if they have a Judgment already, if they were willing to pass up picking one up. And they gave up this skill drain. What is their hand? They gave up a bunch of floods. I mean, I think we just have to rip the evenly because it forces them down off of so many cards. It just... I was away. Did I miss anything? I don't think so. What are your thoughts on Ogdo variant versus Pure or Ryzeal? Is it better? I don't especially know how to answer that. It's the one I'm going to play. Is there any reason to do this now? I don't think so. Unless this thing has a... Yeah, it doesn't really matter when. So we'll just go to main 2. Also, thanks for coming out, everybody. Nice viewer base. Fair enough, that's how I feel. They're getting their search. I think that's fine. They just don't have very many resources from here. So even though they don't special summon very much, I think we're able to starve them out. Just did the zero luck yesterday on my friend. He told me that it is so unfair. He was playing Yubel as a Mina Fiendsmith. Your friend needs to look in a mirror and think about what they've done. The Melodious variant is also pretty good. Yeah, Melodious seemed good. I wonder if you'll have room for the Melodious stuff in addition to the... I wonder if they can deal with just a big monster. You know what I mean? I also think we're able to summon enough bodies to get them off that trap. Because I think we can goddess away that monster they have. So we'll go like this. Pick up Ritual. Go like this. Summon you. We won't use this, of course. Yeah, did I say I think? I mean, very confidently that we can. Search and revive. Get ourselves a Prayers. Revive our Murakumo. We won't use its effect. Again. We will normal summon this. And is there anything I would like in my graveyard on the way up to this goddess? I don't really think so. Do Do we use the Zoha? Sure. Add this. Get rid of the... Oh, God. The reshuffle. I've been messing around with the new White Forest support recently. Is it good? Is it fun? Also, 30 viewers. Thank you very much, everybody. I've seen people been cutting Ritual down to 2 copies as of late after the new support. What are your thoughts? I think that seems ill-advised. I don't really see a benefit to doing that. It's annoying that this thing outs itself on their end phase and not our own. We've already used our battle phase. Negate the effects of all... So this is still applying? Yeah, except tribute summon monsters. So our stuff's just not going to work right now. But we could still put up a wall. I don't know about that. I think we're better off just passing on beaters. Do you mean Mitsurugi or try Ogdoadic Mitsurugi Fiendsmith? Because I was thinking about trying that. Oh, hang on. Sorry, I got to read back up in chat. I have tried with Fiendsmith and works well. The issue I was seeing is you just don't see enough non-engine in your hands, and sometimes the gas isn't enough. That's kind of the benefit of Fiendsmith as well, as being able to play a lot of non-engine. So by sacrificing that, you're kind of giving something up. I have a normal looking White Forest deck as my backup for Providence. Deck is so fun to play. I think White Forest is a deck I would really enjoy, honestly. Breaks boards with engine. Oh, I love that stuff. I think that's a huge reason on why Murakumo is so much fun to play with, right? Is it just does that stuff. Let's revive this guy, and then we'll have a nice suite of triggers. I revived the wrong thing. Someone help. What is wrong with me? I mean, this guy still can't really stop us, so... I'm fine with having a full hand of resources. They're on very few cards. They're getting rid of Goddess. Okay. I don't have a backup deck right now. I don't have anything else that I really play and feel confident with. They're getting a card draw here. 1, 2. No, they're not. They're just going to battle down our Kusanagi, who should have been a Murakumo. I'm just apparently so confident. Another erupt. Are you serious? Well, the good news is we should be able to put out enough bodies to make this happen. So let's go like this. Send this to the graveyard. Get our curse to the graveyard. Revive our Murakumo. We won't be able to put up any... Okay, so if we go... I just need a bigger attack value than that. So if I go... I want to use this to tribute this, is the thing. But actually, if we just do this now, tribute you... It won't be able to attack, but we can at least link it off or something, and then we can get our Murakumo back here. And we still have 1 Saji left to search. I've played Generator. I'm sad the best they can do is either hand rip or be part of Runic, which is hand rip. We will special summon. Oh my god, I picked the wrong thing again. Help. I'm so broken. What am I doing, dude? Why am I playing so badly? Put this in attack, I guess. Oh my god. Okay, we can still normal summon. We can still use this. I can't actually accomplish a monster big enough to deal with this. because I just keep making stupid mistakes. God. What do I even want here? I guess this just establishes a solid recurring threat, but that doesn't really mean much. It puts... It could shuffle back. Have you shared your thoughts on the new Reptile Link 3? Hey, Sword. Yeah, I think it's pretty bad / mid. It doesn't seem special in any way. Masterpiece working as intended. Yeah, it just turns off my brain. I apparently don't know what I'm doing at all, which I guess I knew, but... Yeah, I just pass. This is so annoying. I should just scoop out of shame, honestly. Getting rid of my back row. God, what am I doing? I've just been playing badly. Yeah, I know. It's in my graveyard, or it was. Here it is, yeah. I just didn't bring it back. I'm out of prayers. But... Can I do anything about this guy? I think Stag Sovereign is my only hope. So we'll go like this. None of this... No, this would have happened with the new cards just because I'm throwing. You know what I mean? Okay. So now I need to... Access doesn't work. I literally have to just bank on Stag Sovereign. It's a good thing that's banished. So let's... I wonder if I make a mask, if they'll just deal with it. Let's do this. Let's do this. We'll put this back in the deck and then mill it. Yeah, Erupt is a blast right now. And actually, I can't even Stag Sovereign going down this line. Because now I've rep locked myself. And I've put this in attack mode. No, we just lose. I'm going to get out of here. I'm so frustrated with myself. Sorry about that, chat. That was just really bad. Nothing to say except that was really poorly played on my part. Okay. Let's give it a sort. We're going to play versus this. Good. We want the ashes in case they have the hand traps. Honestly, probably even worth putting in the meowls just in case they have it. It happens. Yeah, my bad. I'm just... Oh, dear. Yeah, floodgates. I don't think Ogdoadic is worth playing. I think it's a brick that doesn't justify its existence the way... Oh... We're going to lose this match because I can't play. We really are, huh? Yep. I was so good that I lost. Yeah, I absolutely could have beaten that. I'm so sorry. I've got a headache and I'm just not playing well. Oh. They pass, but I drew into nothing. Their hand is so bad. Stormforth. We pass. Hands like this make me think cutting down on ritual is the move. Yeah, but it's not an issue of we drew too many ritual spell. That's not the problem. It's that we didn't draw ritual monsters. Or really anything. This is a good chance to use Zoha, though. Pick this up. Put down a... Honestly, put down a ritual because... Oh, they just have a bunch of board breakers. Double thrust is... It was just a bad hand. Yeah. Okay. Here's where we turn it around, chat. Because it looks like they have a bunch of board breakers that are just rotting in their hand because we didn't commit anything, so... We may very well have a chance to just deal 65 damage. Actually, I was kind of arguing with the Vel Fiendsmith. I was the friend that Zero Lock is really fair for the amount of combo you need to do. I mean, he's just coping. He's just lying. Because if he's going to say that he thinks that that's unfair, but Yubel in its full power state isn't unfair, then he needs to reevaluate how he thinks of the game. Because those two are not on the same power scale. And actually, we can guarantee this victory if I just go for talent here instead of allowing myself to be drolled for no reason. So let's get talent, add it to our hand, look at their hand, and then we'll know exactly what we need to do. Yeah, they literally can't do anything about what we're about to set up. So we just have to assemble lethal. We don't have to make a board that's uncrackable or anything, so we'll just go 1. I think a swift pairing of access code and this has better longevity. Since we're just going for damage. Has to be an effect. Okay, that's right. Of course. Thank goodness they bricked. That would have been so sad to lose this one. Although, would have been perfectly deserved. And we finish them off. That's also why they need Desiree. The Soul of Rage and Brutus on the field is really struggling against the M board like this. I think it's very silly to call the Slicer Lock unfair. It's maybe annoying. That's reasonable, but I think when, especially in its current state, they have no one-card combo that gets them to everything they want. Only 1.5s in something like Snake Rain. And you have to employ an archetype that is just historically and currently weaker than Yubel. Our hand is very good. Let's lead with the Snake Rain line, I think, because if we are going to be drolled, which we can kind of avoid anyway because of the called by, we want to do it this way. Have a good stream. Thanks for coming. Appreciate you. It's a year of Snake. Ogdo is def getting support, Copium. I would love for Ogdoadic to get support this year. I smell droll. Oh, no. Okay. Let's make the coat fee now, because once we establish a Murakumo access, it's easier to set up the Slicer Lock. I played against this guy already, Bon Weekend. That's funny, we've played... That's interesting that they... I think they're on 60 card... No, they're not... I think they're on branded. We can still establish Slicer. It's a little harder now. We have to rep lock to do it, but... Do I want to clear their field here? I think I do. Pick up the Ritual Spell. Bring back the Neff. Bring back the Night Sword. Saranir. Let's force them to discard to get that effect. I don't want to called by it. Okay, allowing for it to be negated. Let's use our Nephilibus to try and get some value out of this card. Nice, we do get access to that Daybreak. And now we have kind of an unhelpful number of resources. And sort of express permission to use them a little suboptimally because we're rep locked, because of the way I chose to play this turn. Banish you, change yourself now. We'll draw a card. We're just trying to create some space here. Okay, they just surrender. We are going second, and we don't know what they're on, but I think Droll Fua is just a really safe pair of cards. And I think Droplet is really good. When it's possible, they'll set up with something like a Desiree. I would love for us to get new Ogdo support in Year of the Snake, because it would feel so perfect for Mitsurugi to... Oh, they're on Tachyon. That's right. What a miserable deck to play against. I think we get FTK'd by Tachyon full combo, to be honest, chat. They did a really annoying thing where they gave me this guy and used its effect, which meant they could then talent me. After new support, the Alien Lock feels so win more, which just goes to show how good Mitsu feels. I don't think it feels win more, because the new support doesn't change your end board. It changes your efficiency. We have a chance, ladies and gentlemen. Konami giving us more reptiles recently. Yeah, we have been getting more. We are getting that one Link 3, so maybe that random Link 3 means we're going to get more reptiles in that set. It could be part of a little combo, because a lot of times they'll put out a generic card alongside a wave that makes sense with, like, the Regenesis stuff came out with that one 2500 attack or defense negate trap, counter trap. Because they end on like 4 negates. I just don't think we play through it. It's so frustrating to go up against this. I was hoping not to have rematches like this on ladder in this client, but I guess there probably just aren't that many players still. Maybe it's just that I'm in the bad rank and there aren't that many players in bad rank. This is such an ugly monster. More reptile links would be awesome. Ragnaraka doesn't feel like it does that. Ragnaraka doesn't do anything for reptiles. Snake Rain makes Apo... Wait. In OCG, Snake Rain makes Apo into full Mitsu combo. It's kind of wild. Yeah, I don't doubt that. We have the entire set now. She was the third to last card. Oh, I see. This deck is broken in Master Duel? Is it? I don't know about that. Oh, it released in OCG. That makes sense. I don't think this deck is broken in Master Duel. It will be. I don't play Master Duel anymore. I have no interest in playing a maxi format now that I have a client as pretty as this one that lets me do full matches with side decking in the TCG format. Do you think Apo should be back? No. Are you kidding me? A card that says for 4 bodies, negate 4 monster effects? I think that's completely unreasonable, because for a lot of decks, that can be 1 card for 4 bodies. We're one of them now. Apollosa should remain banned forever. I had pushed back on the ban at the time because the card had gone from really expensive to attainable, and so I was frustrated that I got a hold of the card and then it became banned, but it was still the right move for it to go. But I wish they didn't do that reprint into banning thing with problematic cards. As a pro Tachyon player, this deck is not good. I think the board it makes is crazy. I don't know what you're talking about. I think going first, it makes a nigh upon unbreakable board. Because they have multiple instances of the trap usually, a spell negate and a monster negate, I'm pretty sure, which is 4 card interactions. They're going to be playing for a minute longer. I'll be right back, chat. I'm just going to grab some medicine. My head's killing me. All right, we're back. Sorry about that. Leave a like for we're back. Oh, and also Bestials on top of it all. My bad, my bad. Okay. This is a pretty bad scenario for us. Let's start with the dump. It does make good boards, however, your combo is kind of fragile. You have to play 3 dead cards and still somehow manage to lose through 3 counter traps. I can kind of relate to this deck then because I feel like we're in a similar boat. I believe their hand is the counter trap and a Bestial, no? I wasn't paying close enough attention. I think Snake Rain will get a response from them. So let's give up... Let's give up the Night Sword. Because I still want to be able to put this back into the deck if this resolves. And we actually have the cards we need to make it happen, even if the Snake Rain gets hit. So I would really like for Snake Rain, very good, to eat the Omni. All right. Also, might just be the build I run, but I brick a lot. I've played a couple times with this guy now this morning when I was just playing for fun before the stream, and he doesn't seem to brick. At least not often. We will get to search a Saji and pay to summon said Saji, and we get to chain block our Futsu, although both of these effectively get us to the same thing, so hopefully they burn a monster negate on one of these. Yo, is that Cypher X? Yeah, this guy's ending on Cypher X. I'm not 100% on the reason. And roll. Wow. You really are good, dude. And a Bestial. I literally can't do anything through a droll. Because... And the chain on it is so annoying because those were they were simultaneous, meaning I have to use them that way. I had no chance to. This sucks. Okay, let's go next, dude. Okay. So these are the cards I want. I think the droplet is the least impactful in this scenario because the barrier does a lot versus them, I'm pretty sure. In Galaxy Eyes, before Tachyon, you would use it to trigger after going and give your guys target protection. Okay, and it's just a giant beater, I guess. There's a guy at my locals that brings the worst Galaxy Eyes Photon deck that just ends on the one cool looking guy, the red guy, the towers, and then 2 other dudes that do nothing. Okay, I can work with this, I think. Bestials are pretty problematic for us, but we will do our best. Now, the question is, I think we do this now because we want to force as much value as we can. We'll tribute this. And Deo loses to Galaxy Chad every time. And a Bestial. Dude, you're just so good. I'm considering a talent to draw here. Although if we look at their hand, the thing is, Thrust puts them off full combo for sure. Talent ripping a card maybe does, but we literally can't play from here. It's got to be draw 2. God, I wish I had an actual computer. Mine's been having problems, so I'm hoping that's not a precursor to a greater issue, because I really... And they have Droll. Are you serious, dude? I really want to be able to keep streaming and playing games on my computer without having to buy a new one, so we'll see if I end up having to. They had Droll, Ash, Bastille. What am I going to do? I think we pass. It's possible they're able to just put up enough damage, but I don't think they'll be able to play through Droll, and they should have done this in the draw phase. I don't think they can play through Droll and Barrier. GPU's right. I wish the game wouldn't update for an hour every time I open it. That was a complaint of mine. I was under the impression Omega updated really slowly and frequently, but I actually haven't had that distinct problem myself lately. We're just going battle phase, so their hand was just all non-engine. So they'll have one more Bastille. And we won't really have any recourse for it. All of our stuff is banished. So we actually have to top deck a good card instead of nothing, which I know is a crazy thing to ask for. Special summon? No. Sereneer gets to dump here. It's so unideal. I was hoping we'd get to use Droll on them this turn and strand them with a few things out of their hand onto the board, but now they have a Druisworm. That is a good draw. All things considered, at least. I'm sure they'll put the Druisworm onto the board and force me to battle it. In which case, we're just going to pass to them, I think. We're not going to fight it, because we want to make them deal with this so that Droll is more helpful. I'm surprised they took that hit, honestly, but they're probably planning to just use the Druis during their own turn as a material. Is this worth trying to negate? They didn't have a starter last turn. If they have one this turn, this is the wrong move. If they don't, this is correct. Because if they don't have a starter, they're just going to go battle phase, deal with Murakumo. Druis outs this, so we were right to deny them a card. They're simply going battle phase again. Because Murakumo is in rotation now, the number of good top decks we have has increased. How's it going? It's going this well. I guess we will just let them commit into a big summon or into a rank 8 or something and then judgment it. Come on, man. What you got? Oh, they got battle phase. Oh my god. I mean, technically, it's possible we still live, but they have to really screw up here. They're going battle phase. If they have a Bestial, they can't summon it in battle. What is going on here? This is so sad. I'm just drawing all the 2-card combo potential in the world. Okay, GG weekend. You got me. Yikes. That one was rough. Alright, into the next. Man, my head is killing me. This is such a bummer. I really want to build a desktop because my wife, I built her one for, I think, about $1,300, which is not the most insane you can do for a PC by any means, but I think it's a modest build. It's a decent thing, and I would like to have something like that for myself. Add a race spell. Do I just Ash this and hope that's good enough? This was their normal summon, so they can't Hydrant from here. So if they have emergency, they would have chained it. Oh, it's just full engraver time? Okay. Yeah, it's just Fiendsmith time. What's your current PC? Ah, you see, that's the beauty. It's not. I have a gaming laptop. I have an MSI laptop, and it's pretty old now. I would like a PC, but I, at the time, was a student and moving semi-frequently, so having a, and also just moving around a lot, so having a computer that could come with me a lot was really enticing. Now I wish I had a desktop, but it probably would have decayed and declined by this point anyway had I gotten one a few years ago, so it's probably for the better I didn't at the time. Droplet is going to be really good if they just end on Desiree or Caesar. The problem is our hand has no starter. 8% chance to open a hand like this, by the way, with no starter. Which feels bad, because that's not an especially high percentage in my opinion. I'm well aware. Yeah, obviously. PC parts are skyrocketing right now. I know. Don't remind me. You're like, oh, you want a computer? You actually can't make one. It's like, I remember. It hurts me. What type of support card does Ogdo need? In my opinion. We have really good extension and field presence thanks to the last wave of Neff and Daybreak. And so the next thing I would like would be consistency and a boss monster, because Ogdo can end on other people's stuff. We can end on Abao really easily. We can get to Mitsu really easily, both of which I'm a fan of. But I would like us to have something worth making in archetype. I think I would want it to be a Link. I think Ogdoadic plays especially well with Links, but it seems to me they are determined not to do extra deck monsters for Ogdoadic. They want to do main deck bosses, which is really annoying. Unless that main deck boss had an effect like Habakiri, where it can act without having to hit the board as some kind of duo. I wouldn't mind a boss that is both a consistency piece and an end board piece in the main. Kind of like combined creation, although I'm sure that's not exactly what it does. Snake Rain is fine. I don't think it's crazy. I think Snake Rain is given a lot more credit than it probably should be, if you know what I mean. A new slicer doesn't make sense, because that's what I was talking about earlier in the stream. I think about what is a card's job, and a new slicer that already points out the card has no purpose. It has no job. It exists for no reason. It looks like to me. I could just be wrong, and that it's actually crazy, maybe, but it seems really pointless. Hey, Codename, good to see you. We're playing some current format Ogdo Mitsurugi. I would much rather have gotten a new card than a weird retrain. It doesn't make sense to me to do it the way they did. Its existence is strictly saving us from a single brick. And for a far lower payout as well. So I'm not a huge fan of the new Link 3. I don't even know its name just yet. I think it would have made a lot of sense for it to have been... Oh, we're just cooked. I forgot about Promethean, and they have my fire. Can we get a Link 1 that search isn't actually a good field spell? I don't like Link 1s. I don't want that at all. I think Link 1s are bad game design and should not be a standard that is adhered to. It's like Slicer, but better? Is it? I think it's like Slicer, but weaker, but easier to set up. Really good hand. I think the water lily is the least valuable thing here, honestly. I like this because we get to access the Daybreak as our first search. Although, if they have Droll, it doesn't especially matter because we have the cross out. Make a new Ogdo Link 2 that is just Generator Har. Oh, where it tributes and negates stuff. I would like to move away from negation. I think Yu-Gi-Oh! Is at its best when... Oh, I was lying. We're not getting our first search because of the way I orchestrated this. Oopsie. I don't like negates. I think they're the worst form of design interaction. I think that Fire King is at its most interesting when it's using all of its other interruptions. I think Destruction, shuffling back, moving to the back row. There's a lot of stuff that's really interesting. Manipulating attack, manipulating battle position even. Do they have Droll? They don't. I especially hate when the normal summon has good card text and the Link 1 has a good card text. I'm not saying I want bad cards. I'm just saying I don't like that design because I think it's boring and it's lazy and not good for the game necessarily to have cards like those. Hey, Abdel, good to see you. I have a suspicion they have Nib or something. Make it so they have to tribute up to the same amount you tributed. I think, yeah, tributing is interesting. I think that is more interesting than a negate because then you're disrupting their field presence. And the thing about negates is they're good versus everything. And while that sounds like an obvious statement, I think that's part of what makes them uninteresting to me is I think it's kind of cool when a deck is better or worse versus specific things based on how it inherently functions differently than other things. We also don't have to use our Daybreak, which is nice. We'll put away this Saji because I still want to hold on to this cross out. Link 1 that searches Lay of Darkness. What about that? I wouldn't hate that, to be honest. That is more interesting. Let's not mess it up. I do have to make a rank 4 here still. Because as is, we have no access to a Mitsurugi monster. Layer of Darkness, Ogdo is coming back. Woo! They do have a Bestial, because of course they do, and I can't stop it. Oh, so it's okay as long as it searches a bad card. Yeah, basically. And also, Layer of Darkness is primarily a going second card, and I think going second cards can be more powerful or accessible. Do you think Mitsu Ogdo will be able to compete with the meta post-Allen? If I'm being realistic, my answer is probably not, but I would like for it to be able to. So here we go, like this. We're not going to wipe the Druis here because we want to wait till they have to commit that during their own turn when we have a better setup to deal with it. If they've saved an Ash, I was going to say that'd be crazy. I've been wrong a lot. I was wrong about Mitsurugi completely. I didn't realize they would be so viable, so there's absolutely room for things to work out differently than I expect. Search this. Summon from our graveyard you. Summon you. Searching out, I think, the trap. Putting you in defense. We have normal summoned. I actually think we're going to get rid of this thing right now. Oh my god, I hate that it does that. I almost just clicked the wrong thing. And now we'll set this because it plays through a talent should they have it. It's kind of awkward having the Saji. We didn't have to do that, but I wanted to have the Murokumo engrave, and I hadn't yet considered going to the SP like we just did. But I think that was largely correct. Futsu does have to do more work now by bringing back both the monsters necessary for the alien lock, but I don't think that'll be a problem given how much they special summon. Because Tract will immediately give us access to the wipe. Musket Max is a great example of a Link one that is fair because it can only be really used going second. Oh my god, I right-clicked. We might have to end stream a little early today as well. I might stream again later, but my head is starting to really bother me. I'm so sorry, team. Let's use this now. Bring you out. We don't actually care if they use this now because of the way... Oh. Abystial. I want to save my Omni. Let's actually use Abao here to get around this. And here is probably a good place to force out the Requiem. This is fine. Use our Futsu to target and revive our Slicer. It's also nice that we prevented the Lacrima from getting its field effect, although I don't think that ultimately was very important for them to get. Engraver is going to hit the field, which we will allow. I think this is a good time to bring out the Murokumo. And we just have to be careful we don't overextend and make it so our Abao cannot return either. And actually, I just realized we also kept the Bestial in their hand. They're still stuck with that Magnamut. So they've got a Bestial we know about. Okay. I'll be 1 sec. Okay. We're up second. We don't need any of these traps. We don't need these. We want 1, 2, 3. We want these. We want these. Do I think Droll is actually important in this matchup? I think I do. So we need to give up one more card. Let's make it the U. I think that's solid. And we have a spectator hand where we have nothing to do but wait for their turn to be over. Of course, they just have the tract. So at the very least, we'll be contending with a Caesar or a Desiree. I love spectating. I love just watching. It's like our opponent's streaming. It's cool how this TCG exclusive exists. It's just lame that I don't even know what it does. It just summons itself by being easy to make. Grab your popcorn, guys. I wonder if their hand is just Bastiles and hand traps. That'd be interesting. I think we're going to lead with the Rain. I think it's likely it gets dealt with by something pretty severe, and since we have the Naya, we don't actually need it to resolve. And we don't mind the discard. It also turns on our Thrust, which we don't want them to interact with. We want them to turn it on, because the hand rip going into a Bestial heavy turn will be really important. Oh, they're going to have full race here, so we actually have to eat the Desiree negate here before we go into our Thrust. You know what's crazy? Even with Necro Equip, you can't hard make Desiree. What's the big difference? Is it Lacrima? Or is something else missing? Gotta wait for main deck Lacrima. I see. I was hoping, as I'm sure everyone was, that Fiendsmith would get hit on the last ban list. I think Fiendsmith is a good example of, well, pardon the voice crack, of being too efficient. Just not enough Light Fiends in Grave to do it. It is funny that the type and attribute are pretty closely tied together. There aren't a lot of water pyros, for example. Fire pyro is a much more natural combination, and so once something like Fiendsmith comes out where it needs light fiends, something that goes against type, it kind of makes you scour the card pool for those few that do fill that role. Fiendsmith is cool conceptually. What is the lore? He has these tools he uses. So they have a revive from our graveyard, unaffected by card effects, a pop. None of which actually matters if we're able to reach our Thrust. Or our Evenly. Evenly also effectively deals with... Yeah, Evenly just does too much here because they're just going so body heavy. And they won't have access to Omnis. So we just have to eat the Desiree negate before using... Oh, and that's why they left themselves that back room space as well. I was wondering why they only had one card equipped to the Desiree. It's a shame Fiendsmith is so expensive because I was hoping it would become accessible after the reprint, but then of course everything else ballooned in price. Also, thank you everybody for watching today. I've been having a lot of fun, even though I'm not playing very well, so I appreciate you all. Leave a like, please. We're going SP to banish something. Banishing our Necroquip. Does she like that? Is something going to happen? Or is it maybe good for them to just have a banished card, I wonder? Second Rain is interesting. It doesn't really do anything. He's a demon hunter who feeds Requiem, his weapon, Souls of Demons. Oh, it's very Soul Eater. That's very cool. Come on. It's a Snake Rain. You have to negate this with Desiree. Oh, Ash Blossom will also do it, I guess. Did I side in... Oh, I didn't bring in Duster as the thing, so... This gets a lot worse. Okay. That's good. Thanks to Neff, we can still play with just Naya, since Naya can cause the Neff to revive itself. And unless that's a judgment, this can't be stopped by what they currently have in rotation. Evenly is going to go 1 for 9 here. Or I guess 1 for 8 to be technical. They're picking a card. This will be unaffected by our effects. That's not going to work. They think it will. Oh, it's monster effects anyway. God, these are cool arts. I really like that they have these different names, even though it's kind of silly to have them always treated as. When the match is even. Let's go evenly. I've been really enjoying this card. It's been really fun to just have. Can I go battle phase, please? Pretty please. Hello? Oh, it's the opponent thinking, okay. They can use SP to tag out and dodge with some stuff, so that is going to be pretty important here. Oh, they're taking a monster from our graveyard. If they take the Neff, then we just are in trouble. And they got us, but I mean, they have all these resources, so... Oh, they're bringing back their own guy for the search. Okay. I think they should have taken our card, honestly. Can I go battle phase? What is happening? It keeps tossing the question over to them, and they keep thinking. Main 2. We will use our evenly. I think this is a very balanced going second card, because while it can get really wide value, it also costs you your battle phase, meaning as a trade-off for clearing things in a really powerful way, you can't kill them through it. Do you think Race is going to read an Ogdo card? That's fair, Jordy. They get to tag out with 2 cards here. Probably the Hydrant, honestly. Yeah. The good news is that Hydrant isn't a high impact card on its own. It empowers the others. I'm curious to see what they keep here. That middle card is a pop, I believe. Have to disagree. Evenly is a dumb card. I think the fact that Evenly is allowed to exist and isn't in every deck is proof that it's not problematic. Let's use this Neff effect first. We know their last card, too. And we're reptile locked. So hopefully I haven't misremembered what their final card back there is. Can anybody confirm, chat? I believe it's a pop, but maybe I'm wrong. You give up the BP, normal summon. Oh wait, normal summon Snash you win. Battle phase isn't necessary to win. Yeah, but in this scenario you're laying out, who's at fault? Because it sounds like it's the Snake Eye card you have a problem with, to me. Okay, remove that. So, who am I tributing here? I actually think it's the Snapper, because then we can summon from deck. It's not exactly where I wanted that. I kind of speed clicked, but it's fine. My general rule of thumb is that a card that deletes the field is horribly designed. I mean, that just doesn't work because Raigeki, Dark Hole, they're both totally legal and not causing issues largely. Konami gatekeeping reptiles so hard they gave us a worse Sacred Garunix and made it lock us for 2 turns. I don't know if I agree with that. I think Neff is crazy. Because Neff can revive anybody. What do they have back here? I also have to remember. They're going to get some monsters back. They're getting an SP. But the fact that we're able to access a Kofi here makes a world of difference. Nobody plays Ice Barrier, and Lancey has a stupid card regardless. Yeah, but that's an archetype with a card versus a staple card. There's no fee, there's no cost to include evenly in your deck. You don't have to do anything differently, I'm saying. Neff can revive anybody, but what are you realistically reviving 90% of the time? The fact that you're choosing to revive reptiles is fine. But it's the Abao combo specifically that makes me really like that interaction. We can make Slicer, but there's not a huge reason to do it other than we can do it. But yes, we will. If I go like you and you into Echidna, we can bring back the Selene. I think Abao's good. I could see not playing it for sure. I don't think it's a mandatory card, but I think it is really good. We're just going to pass on this. So sorry. I have to use the restroom so badly. I'll be back 1 second. What I'm thinking here is making the Slicer, we can at least get a card to hand to discard and then... No, don't worry, I knew. We'll be able to maybe prevent them from activating an effect, at least. I'm back. Targeting our Murakumo. We don't want that. So we'll tribute this because we don't want SP to interact with this at all. They have HQ, which represents a draw, and this can revive itself, I think. SP now is a good thing because they probably don't realize that what we have right now doesn't do anything. They have resolve Bishop Hook and search 5 reptiles. I've never done it, I can admit. Promethean. So we'll go in response to that. Oh, we're fine. Because Murakumo will wipe this, unless they have a protection effect for the Hydrant here, which I don't think they do. But we don't actually have the field spaces anymore to set up the Slicer lock. They're drolling when their card draws cards, I guess. Oh, that did indeed come back. Oh, right, and the droll stopped the Futsu. That's what they were doing. Playing for the floor is a lie. We play for the ceiling. 0 hand trap, 0 non-engine. I do not play that way, but I mean, fair enough. Oh, please just kill me so I can escape this. Okay, they can't just summon this from the graveyard at least. Promethean also can't out Neff. Which means we have a perpetual motion machine. They surrender. Let's go. All right, chat. I'm going to have to call the stream here. Thank you so much for coming. Sorry, another short one. I'm just not feeling very well today. Maybe we'll stream again later today. If you had fun, please leave a like. I appreciate you all. I'll see you next time.